Why does my teenager keep doing stupid stuff? We're going to talk about that today on Mental Health Minute with Kim. If you have a teenager, you probably already know this is not going to be an easy ride with them. They're impulsive and emotional and take risks and make bad decisions all the time. And maybe they get in fights, and maybe sometimes you look at them and go, how in hell are you even still alive at this point? I can't believe you just did that. But there's a biological reason for the way they act, and I'm not talking about the hormonal changes that happen during puberty. That's bad enough. I'm talking about brain development. When we're younger, our brain has to make a lot of connections because we have to learn about ourselves and the world around us. And by the time we're a teenager, our brain doesn't necessarily need all those connections because we need to learn how to think and reason in order to become an adult. So a process called pruning happens, and it's where our brain gets rid of those old connections to make way for new connections. It's like when you have a house plant and there's part of it that's dead or dying, and you prune it off, you cut it off, and new growth, hopefully, will happen. That's what our brain does. This takes time, though, and it happens from the back of our brain to the front of our brain. Now, deep in the back of our brain is our amygdala. It's our fight or flight center. It's our emotional center. It helps us act without thinking sometimes so we can survive. And that's what is typically in control when we're teenagers. And the prefrontal cortex, or the frontal lobe, is the last part of our brain to develop like that. And it's our thinking and reasoning brain, and it typically doesn't finish developing until we're 25, give or take a year or two. So hopefully this will give you some insight into figuring out your teenager. And oh, by the way, good luck figuring out your teenager. I'll see you next week.